Good afternoon, guys, and happy Wednesday to all of your sunshiny faces. Guys, I got done editing. I was up early this morning too. I woke up at like 8:30. Again, I don't think I got out of bed though until like 9:30, almost 10 o'clock or something like that. But I finished editing right now. I'm actually gonna go start dinner, which we're doing a, like I brought something in yesterday to defrost and for it to go in the oven, which is nice because again, it's so cold out, so having the oven on will be helpful. But right now I am actually going to make the freezer dinners. So I thought I'd kind of share with you guys that. So this weekend we got a bunch of like different meat sales and or sort of like pre-made dinner things. So we got 6 pizzas in total, which for us will be 2 dinners, because we normally do 3 frozen pizzas at a time. We got 2 things of Italian sausage. We got a 12-pack of hamburger patties, which I broke up and made into 3 different like frozen, you know, hamburger patty meals, I guess. So we can defrost 1 pack of them, which had 4 in them each, which is like enough for each person. And so we can defrost those and then again do those on a grilling day when there isn't a pileup of snow outside. So that's already like 7 freezer dinners that I have made. Or like I said, we got, plus I have 5 pounds of ground beef that I'm also going to turn into another 5 freezer dinners. So these are just a tiny bit different of the way I'm gonna do them. So I'll share with you guys that. It's just because honestly guys, we have got so much stuff in the pantry that is like, you know, in there that I'm like, I need to make sure that I have the stuff to be able to make this. So like for example, 2 or so weeks ago I got the really great deal on these red gold. Like I got tomatoes and ketchup and also Sloppy Joe's sauce. I have 4 cans actually of Sloppy Joe's. I'm going to use 2 of them to make 2 of the 5 freezer dinners, and I got those for 50 cents each. So that will go to making basically a $2 dinner because the ground beef was $1.50 per pound. So if you figure that's 1 pound per, you know, 1 can of Sloppy Joe's, that's $2 for a dinner. Then the other things that I'm going to do, so I'm going to make 2 of those, and then the other stuff that I'm going to do is with these cheeseburger, lasagna, and beef pasta. So this is very similar to like hamburger helper sort of stuff, and again, just for like convenience, you know, again, if I didn't get up early enough to throw something in the crock pot or whatever, you know, that kind of thing, so that it is a little bit easier. So the way I'm doing these is I'm actually just going to freeze the ground beef as is and not pre-brown it or anything like that. I was thinking about that and I was like, honestly, I can just do it the day that I make it because again, it shouldn't take all that much time, and I still have to make sure that the ground beef is defrosted either way, so it's not going to make a difference if I you know, like I said, really pre-cook it or not, because I'll still have to make sure that at least it's defrosted when I go to add it to and make it with the dinners. So I just figured that I'll wait and freeze it separate. So I'm going to freeze then 3 pounds of the ground beef for each of these. So I think these call really for a pound of ground beef per bag, but I'm just going to do 1 pound of ground beef per 2 of them. And these were the ones that we had in the pantry. We got these for 50 cents, I think, each per bag. And again, it just is a very easy, convenient dinner for making these. So again, that is like $2.50 per, you know, cheeseburger dinner or lasagna or beef pasta that we're going to do, considering the ground beef was $1.50 per pound as well. That's like $11.50, you know, obviously plus tax. So we were under $12 in total for making these 5 freezer dinners. That's pretty good. And again, these are just like convenient freezer dinners. I have some more elaborate ones to do in the pantry that I have, again, more stuff for, but I need the meats now because I have so much stuff that's in the pantry that I need to use. So all I'm going to do is, as you guys can see on there, I just wrote not to use because I already have the ground beef that's going to be frozen for it. So like then on here I wrote that this is the ground beef for the like the beef pasta. So I can pull this out then in the morning and defrost it, or again the night before if I know that it's, you know, I'm not going to be able to get to making or doing a different type of freezer dinner or whatever. We just know we're going to have a busy day, you know, and I don't have enough time again to do a different type of freezer dinner or whatever. So again, that is what I'm planning on doing. And again, sometimes some of this stuff I forget that we have these type of things, and I don't have the ground beef all the time frozen for it to use if I'm like, oh, we have that, so we can make that or whatever. Now that I know that we're going to have the ground beef frozen to make these when I go to make them, it's a lot more convenient, again, knowing that I have backup ground beef on hand, because I was at one point just freezing random pounds of ground beef, and I was like, oh, I'll use this for if I have a, you know, a dinner that is, again, like a convenient thing that's like, oh, just add ground beef or whatever. And I would forget that it was out there because I didn't correlate like I have ground beef for this specific thing. So since I do, like I said, this should hopefully be a lot easier for me, at least, to wrap my brain around when I go to think about these kind of things. Because that's just, again, how my brain works. If I'm like, I think I maybe have a pound of ground beef frozen in the freezer and maybe I did use it at a different time, well, there goes dinner. We're having to pick up now, you know, some type of fast food or something like that because we didn't actually have the meat that I thought was frozen in the freezer. Or I can't find it. Sometimes that's the other thing. But if I know for sure I froze ground beef for said thing, it should be out there. I just have to really try and find it. That is what I'm going to do right now, is just brown 2 pounds of the ground beef for the sloppy joes. I normally do that in our little slow cooker. It's like an appetizer dish slow cooker because it's nice and small and it just holds enough for the sloppy joe. So like I said, that is what I'm doing. Just super easy, convenient ones that are things that, again, I'm like, we have this in the pantry and I need to somehow use it so that it's not just sitting there for forever, because I've let that happen, and then again, stuff is like past its expiration date. I'm like, I forgot to use like I said, said item. Now it has to be chucked or something like that. So that is why, like I said, I want to make sure that I know we have this for that, you know. So anyways, that is what I'm going to do right now, like I said, and also get dinner started. So yeah, I'm gonna whip all this stuff up, which, like I said, this really just browning the ground beef, it shouldn't take very long at all. I'm all finished up, guys, with these. Again, these are just the 1 pound of ground beef that will be for each of those. I froze them, or I'm gonna freeze them flat like this because they're supposed to be able to defrost faster. If it needs to be a quick, again, woke up late, need to get this stuff defrosted, I can, again, always, you know, defrost these, get them defrosted a little faster this way. So like I said, those are for each of these, and then these are the sloppy joes. And I've got, like I said, dinner going right now, and then I need to make the salad for to go with dinner tonight, and I think that's pretty much it. So that's that's all I got to do, and then I'm pretty much finished up in the kitchen. I got all the dishes all cleaned up, and now I just got to go get these out to the freezer. So guys, I'm gonna go take a shower and get to bed. I got done everything pretty much on my planner that I wanted to for today. I made those freezer dinners like you guys saw. Again, we've got tons of freezer dinners still out there. I don't know if I told you guys in today's vlog, but one of the vlogs, or maybe I was talking to my dad about it, I can't remember when I was talking about it, but there's stuff in the outside freezer that is getting like buried out there, and I need to go through some of the stuff because, like, I pulled out a dinner that we ended up doing for dinner tonight that was in the oven, so I needed to defrost it like overnight, so I pulled it out yesterday along with the other dinner that I made for yesterday, but it was buried deep in the freezer, and I was like, I didn't even know that this was out here. Maybe I was telling you guys this yesterday. It sounds really familiar, but it was like one of those things where, again, like, I had no clue that it was out there, and I, again, wouldn't have known that it was out there if I hadn't really gone digging for it. And the problem is that, like, you know, the freezer dinners I just made today, I threw on the top in the freezer, so they're like the first ones that get seen. So there's sometimes the ones that I go, oh, I'm just gonna make that because it's easy, it's on top and stuff like that. Whereas, again, I need to go through and pull out some of the stuff that's further deeper in the chest freezer outside to go through it and then make those for dinner. And it's tough because the freezer is so packed full that, you know, it's not like, oh, I can just move some stuff around and, oh, put the newer freezer dinners, you know, in at the bottom. It's like, I can't move anything around. So what I really need to do is one day when it is hopefully gets a little warmer, I really need to go through that freezer and sort of pull everything out and sort of just like go through it and figure out what we have, so I can sort of keep a list of the stuff that I know is out there and stuff that, again, we use up, and or what else is out there too. So that's one big thing that I need to do. But the problem with that is that I want to wait till it's a little bit warmer to do it, because again, it is like in single digits, I think maybe just barely double digits. Next week's supposed to get up into the 20s. I wouldn't mind doing it while it's 30 degrees or so out. Like, I'm waiting for one of those days when again it's going to be at least a little bit warmer, because if I have to deal with again the freezer, it is going to be cold out there, you know. Like I said, dealing with, you know, frozen stuff in the freezer while it's, you know, like I said, only 20-30 degrees outside even. But, you know, like I said, in single digits, there's no way. I am waiting until it gets warmer out for that. Even like I could wait until early spring, but I really want to try and go through it earlier than that. You know, if we get one day where it's like really nice and warm and like almost 40, that would be really nice. But it is only February, so I don't really see that happening anytime soon. We also have got mounds of snow outside too, so you know, and it still was snowing again today, so that's why I'm like, it doesn't seem like it's getting warm anytime soon, which again guys, another day of snow. Like, honestly, it was weird. It kind of looked like it was actually almost raining. Like, it looked super like I said, like rain almost, but I'm pretty sure it was snow, because it looked like it had, again, sort of snowed just a tiny bit, but it was like just a light, like only maybe lasted for a couple minutes, like maybe no more than a half hour, you know, but it was very, very light too. So, yeah, and again, it looked almost like rain outside. So again, I got to those freezer dinners and making all that stuff, but I also got to laundry and dishes. I am all caught up with the vlog, so I actually edited yesterday's vlog today. Scheduling wise, I think I was telling you guys in yesterday's vlog, I should be all caught up by like maybe sometime next week, like maybe towards the end of next week, middle to end of next week is what I'm thinking, because I think I have vlogs, like the ones that I'll upload tomorrow I think would be coming out on Sunday. The ones I uploaded today are going to be out on Sunday, something like that. So again, probably by the time that those are actually caught up with, then like, you know, the ones that I'm editing will be out on, again, the days following that, which should be, like I said, sometime mid to maybe end of next week, that again, it'll actually be caught up where like the day before's vlog I'll edit and then upload it that next day for it to be scheduled. And again, I am happy with getting all of my things done for today. I've been really good this week. I even too, guys, actually after I was done making those freezer dinners and I was done with dinner and everything like that, I was like, what do I want to do while I'm eating dinner myself? I was like, I don't know what really to do. I was like, you know, like I can't really do anything while I'm eating. I was like, probably just want to sit here and like watch something. And I was like, I haven't watched TV other than sporting events. Like, I watch the Bulls and the Hawks game almost every night, but other than those two things, with the Bulls didn't play until like 7 o'clock I think, or 7:30 or something, so it was gonna be a while, because it was like 5 o'clock I think around the time again I was having dinner and I finished, you know, making all this stuff in the kitchen, and I was like, what should I do? So I actually sat down and I watched The Sound of Music. I have not watched that in years, like since I was little. I think the last time I actually saw it was when I think NBC did the like live musical version, like a handful of years ago, and then before that I hadn't watched it in, again, years. Like, I was probably little, like maybe elementary school age was the last time I watched it, and I was like, I don't know why I haven't seen this in so long. So I think too, maybe me and my mom watched Annie, or maybe my mom just watched it and I caught parts of it, but like some of those movies I was like, I grew up watching those and I have not seen them in so long, and like Disney has them all on Disney Plus right now, so I was like, I'm gonna go and watch those. So I spent 3 hours watching The Sound of Music in between, like I said, about the Bulls game, and no, maybe the game started at 8 o'clock too, because I think I was like, oh, this will give me just enough time, you know, between 3 hours, between 5 and 8 o'clock. So yeah, that was the time it started. So I didn't realize either too how long that movie was. I was like, how as a child did I ever sit through that movie? And also too, I don't want to say I didn't realize the plot of the story, like I did, but it was sort of like over my head maybe a little bit as a child. And while again I still knew what was going on and everything like that, I rewatching it today, I was like, I didn't realize this, or like, oh, I didn't know it like this part was actually what this was about or something like that. Like, I don't know, as my child brain piecing things together, didn't really realize it. And like on top of that too, I didn't know what Austria was or where they were in relation to Germany at the time either. Like, and that's one of the plots of the story. And so like I said, I didn't understand, I guess, like I said, this was the first time that I was like, oh, so that's why this is happening, or like, you know, again, some of those other things. So yeah, like I said, that was it was interesting rewatching it now as an adult and being like, oh, okay, like that's what happened. So yeah, like I said, I know I watched it recently, like the musical. Again, that was, but I think I was maybe in high school even the last time I watched it. And yeah, it was a long time ago, I think, still even from then, or maybe again a couple years after I was out of high school, but I haven't, again, like paid attention to the plot enough to be like, oh, that's what actually happens, or like, oh, that's what actually is going on. Like, I was totally tuned into paying attention to it today and was like, oh, okay, I understand that. I feel like that would be the same with like Mary Poppins maybe too, because I don't know why, I don't know if I ever understood the plot of Mary Poppins. To me, like, you know, my mom's like, we're gonna watch a Disney movie. I was like, okay, like animated princesses. Like, I was never thinking like Mary Poppins. Like, and so normally I just kind of would zone out if we were like watching that. Like, I wouldn't really pay attention to it. So I don't know if I ever really, like I said, totally understood. Like, I knew, again, the main plot of it, but there's probably a ton of plot points in there that I totally missed, which was, like I said, rewatching Sound of Music, I was like, oh yeah, I did. I missed a lot of the main plot points, or like, you know, why stuff ends up happening is because of this thing, and I didn't know that as a little kid. So yeah, like I said, there's a couple of movies that, again, I watched when I was younger that I probably could go back and watch now and be like, oh, that's what happens. Like I said, I watched Annie not too long ago, but that's another one of those ones where I think I knew the story really well, and that's really well geared towards kids, I feel like. And Mary Poppins is too, but again, I don't know why, I was never a kid that really loved Mary Poppins that much. But Sound of Music, again, I think it's, you know, like a kid-friendly movie, but at the same time too, it has a lot of, like, you have to kind of know some things to understand what is sort of going on. And again, as a kid, I guess I didn't really know all of that much. So anyways, guys, I'm gonna go take a shower and get to bed. Like I said, happy I got all my stuff done. I'm actually happy I spent 3 hours to watch a random movie today, and I finished doing my grocery list too while I was watching the Bulls game after that. So I was still able to, like I said, get everything done today that I had planned on, and still have some, again, me time and actually watch a movie. I was like, where did I actually have this time come from, you know, to be able to do this? Because I was just gonna watch like a docu-series, like I watched some of the like history ones on Disney Plus, and so I was like, oh, maybe I'll watch, you know, like an episode of that because it'll only be an hour. But then I was like, oh, you know what, I haven't seen this in a long time. It was weird because I was singing one of the songs the other day. So that's what I ended up going with watching for, like I said, today, was that instead of the docu-series, because I was like, I could try and like get some other things done too. Like, I need to get my desk cleaned off. Maybe that's going to be my goal for tomorrow, because I have got receipts all over the place. When you go shop at 7 grocery stores whatever a week, there's like a pile up of like 3 weeks worth of receipts. I got like probably close to 30 receipts and sales papers too that, again, I need to go through. So there's some desk cleaning that needs to happen a little bit tomorrow, because I've slowly been watching it get worse and worse over this like last week or two, and I was like, I need to do something about this. But again, today my focus was really make sure those freezer dinners get done. I didn't want the ground beef to sit in the fridge for too long, so that's why I wanted to make sure I got to that. So anyways, guys, I will see you all in tomorrow's vlog. If you guys did enjoy today's, make sure you guys give a big old thumbs up. If you guys are new, we'd love it if you'd subscribe, and I'll see all of your sunshiny faces tomorrow. So bye, guys.